What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type. And in this episode, we are finally diving into Mobile Suit Gundam, The Origin. This isn't written by Tomino, but rather, Yoshikazu Yasuhiko will take the reins. During this coverage, I want to mainly highlight the differences between this manga and the original Gundam series. There may be moments that are glossed over that were covered in detail in our original Mobile Suit Gundam 1 Year War coverage. For those new to the channel, despite the name Origin, this is not a good starting place, as I will be glossing over a lot of details and talking with the assumption that you have watched the original run of Mobile Suit Gundam. Let's not waste any time, and let's get into this. We all know how this story starts by now. Humans live in space, Spacenoids want autonomy, Spacenoids drop a colony on Earth. 8 months later, we cut to Side 7. Zeon comes to infiltrate the colony with a squad of Zaku's. While this is happening, the Trojan Horse is also docking with Side 7. This is EFF's new ship, White Base. On White Base, Captain Paolo Cassius tells Lieutenant Bright Noah that a Musai has been tailing them. Bright is a lieutenant, whereas in the anime he was an ensign. Since Side 7 is neutral, no battleship could get close to the colony. He says this while in a battleship inside the colony. Frau goes and gets Amado. One thing that is slightly different is their confrontation with Hayato as they leave. He comes off as more sinister and filled with hate for the Federation having a presence in Side 7. The Zaku team, led by Sergeant Ash, breaks into the colony, and they happen to stumble on what appears to be some kind of testing ground. Here, we see mobile suit parts everywhere. They even see parts of a gun tank. Suddenly, they are attacked. They try to take cover and return fire. Some sort of beam cannon is firing on them. Out of the rubble comes the prototype Gundam. The RX-78-01 prototype Gundam is a test unit and EFF's first attempt at building the Gundam. It is more or less the same as the RX-78-02, but is painted crash dummy yellow. It also has a goggle eye sensor like the GM rather than a twin eye sensor typical of the Gundam. The Zakus are taken aback by the beam rifle. Remember, the Boa X beam rifle is a miniaturized beam cannon typically seen on battleships during this time. This thing goes through Zakus with ease. The EFF crew is informed of what is happening on the test field. This is no test, boy! As the Zakus cause chaos, the people of the colony start dying. Brutal. This guy is missing body parts. Captain Cassius puts a skeleton crew on White Base while everyone heads out and helps the colony. While Unit 0 is out on the field, they release the RX-78-02. Out in space is Char and the Famel. Seeing Ash's unit destroyed by a secret EFF mobile suit, it is clear that EFF has broken the treaty. There is a traffic jam caused by Unit 2. Zaku comes terrorizing the area around the Gundam. Amado, watch out for those 140mm rounds! Frau's family dies from an explosion. Amado slaps her and gets in the Gundam. Gundam goes pew pew pew, punch, crash, crunch. Char is informed that all 5 of the Zakus fell to the Gundam. Those 5 men with the doing of Dosal Zabi. Char calls him foolish. He begins his barrage on Side 7. Usually, this is where Captain Cassius gets badly injured in the anime, but here, Ryu and Cassius head out on a shuttle, leaving Bright in command. The shuttle looks like the space launch. This is typically used in ship-to-ship transportation, and I don't think it has weapons. But this one launches missiles. The Musai fires on the shuttle and does a lot of damage. Cassius is fatally wounded. They need to buy more time for White Base, but they have to get the captain back. While trying to find any survivors, 2 men try to carjack Frau and Sayla, but Sayla pulls out a gun and makes them run. Hey, that rhymes. All the survivors make it back to White Base, and Bright takes the ship out of the colony. As they head out, Amado launches the Gundam once again. He intercepts the attack from the Musai. Next to Bright is a wounded Cassius. He mentions that it is the Red Comet. Amado goes up against Char for the first time. He does the kick that everyone loves. Char notes that Amado's beam cannon is as powerful as a battleship. Amado runs out of power, and White Base fires its megaparticle cannon. Char thought it was originally a supply ship. Char informs Dosal Zabi about the Trojan Horse, while everyone gives each other grumpy faces on White Base. Nothing too different going on here. On their way to Luna 2, we get an interaction between Bright and Sayla. Bright says that he hates civilians because they hide behind their weakness. Sayla, annoyed by this comment, begins taking jabs at Bright's pride. White Base gets a red alert. They notice Char's ship is resupplying and want to get the upper hand. This frame where Hayato Kobayashi volunteers to man the gunner on the gun tank is gold. We see Kai and Hayato launch for the first time in the gun tank and the gun cannon. So a couple things to note here. 1. The RX-75 gun tank is different from that of the anime. A fleet of gun tanks have already been in operation on White Base and are already in mass production. Also, along with the RX-77-2 gun cannon, in production is the gun cannon first type. The RCX-76 gun cannon first type was developed based off of the RTX-65 gun tank early type. The models on board White Base are the only ones that are referred to as the RX-77-01. It has a low recoil cannon and a Gatling gun. We have seen these units in the Origin OVA as well. In Origin, White Base has more than one gun tank and gun cannon in rotation. Because of this, smaller characters like Jabjan gets more play in the manga. The Papua class ship that is resupplying Char launches what Char refers to as the Musai's stepchild. These are Komsais. I guess there wasn't an official name for him yet. The White Base crew begins attacking the Papua and takes it out. Gadim escapes in a Zaku-1, but Hayato and Ryu are able to take him out relatively swiftly. Rather than the White Base crew heading directly to Luna 2, they actually have the opportunity to destroy the Fall Mill, but a Magellan intercepts them and escorts them back to Luna 2. Commandant Joaquin wants to take over for bringing the Gundam to Jaburo. He isn't as much as an asshole as he is in the anime, however. Meanwhile, Amuro makes the face. Char and his team make their move to Luna 2 on foot. Joaquin launches the Magellan, and Char sets off explosives, destroying his ship. He makes his way to the Gundam and tries to steal its data. That is when Sayla comes in and points a gun at his face. This event plays out more or less the same as it did on Side 7 in the anime. As they realize they are siblings, Amuro comes in and Char makes his retreat. Everyone goes pew 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 pew, pow 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 pow. The gun tank team heads to the Luna 2 hangar to help out with the Magellan situation. Joaquin and Captain Palo have a conversation. It appears that Palo was once Joaquin's instructor and he has now surpassed him as Admiral. Palo tells Joaquin that he was always stubborn, or in his words, his reasoning on occasion is inflexible. Palo waxes philosophical about leaving this messed up world to future children, and then goes quiet. Captain Paolo Cassius passes away. In the show, Joaquin does come off as a dick during the Luna 2 arc, but this certainly does humanize him more than it did in the anime. His relationship with Cassius helps us empathize with him more. The gun tanks and gun cannons are able to push the downed Magellan-class ship out of the way. Later, EFF holds a funeral for Captain Cassius. Amuro notes that Sayla was able to talk to Char. White Base heads towards the Earth sphere with a Salamis-class ship as an escort. The Salamis leaves them as they approach Earth. That is when the Fall Mill approaches White Base. Char has been assigned 3 new Zaku pilots. They head out and launch the Komsai as well. The Gundam engages in battle with Char and the Zakus. They reach their time limits. Char returns to his Komsai, but Amuro is falling into Earth's atmosphere. One Zaku goes down. Unlike the anime, the Gundam doesn't have to use the Glad shrink wrap technique. It could just handle breaking through the ozone like a boss. Once the shuttle reaches Earth's atmosphere, Char realizes that they are over North America. They try to get in contact with Garuma Zabi. In California, Garuma gets a call from Char. He informs the commander that they pushed their Trojan horse towards his territory. Garuma says that he will handle it from here. He preps his Gao. The White Base crew is informed by Bright that they are still 6,000 kilometers away from Jaburo and they are currently in Zeon territory. Without missing a beat, they get a red alert. A Gao and Dops approach White Base. Char's shuttle lands on Garuma's Gao. The two flirt with one another. Garuma says not in front of the underlings. Yeah, this guy right here, his reaction encapsulates that discussion quite well. Frau tries to get Amuro to pilot the Gundam. This conversation is longer than the anime, and Amuro actually tries to get Frau to empathize with him and understand that EFF is using him. But then she emotionally manipulates him by bringing up her dead family members. Yeah, this doesn't expand or make the moment any better. This was a weird interaction that was concisely summed up in the anime. It didn't have to be dragged out like it was here. Even though Ryu also had experience in the anime, he always felt like one of the child soldiers, like Amuro, who was dragged into the war. But here, he is an established soldier with plenty of experience and confidence. Garuma heads out in his DOP. On White Base, Amuro is refusing orders from Bright. Oh snap, is it about to happen? He heads to Amuro's quarters. Oh snap, it's about to happen. Let me pick out a good song for this. Thinking about a little bit of house, maybe something with a little bass? Alright, here we go. Gonna need a cigarette after that one. Amado doesn't launch, so Bright sends out Ryu and his team without him. The Dops come down on White Base and the mobile suits. They don't spot the White Devil yet. Frau questions Amado's manhood, and he finally gets in the Gundam. He tells the mechanics to add the shoulder-mounted cannon. Meanwhile, Kim is in the gun tank. I hope we have plenty of adventures with Kim. Oh no, Kim explodes! Amado finally launches with the shoulder cannon. The shoulder cannon is mounted on the Gundam's back. The wiki says that in order to mount this weapon, the beam saber must be removed, but we will soon see that that is not true. Anyways, Amado goes pew 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 pew. He notices Garuma's Dop. As he goes in to attack, the Gundam pulls out its beam saber and damages the Dop. Garuma and his team retreat. When he gets back to White Base, 2 war orphans and 1 Walking Dead kid welcomes Amado back to the ship. He is very much over fighting. Back on the Gao, Char continues to gaslight Garuma. Also, Gaslight Garuma is the name of my next pop punk band. Who wants to join? And that will do it for this episode. We are cruising through this at lightning fast speeds, as we have already made it to Earth, but we also have seen subtle changes from the original anime that actually give characters more meaning. Joaquin actually has some backstory in this that justifies his stubborn behavior. However, we see moments between Frau and Amado that doesn't really better the story or the relationship. I hear that in the novels, Tomino focuses a decent amount of time on Frau's periods. Not gonna touch that one for a while. Next time, Pretty Boy explodes while Sad Boy runs away with the Gundam and wanders in the desert. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember to go see Gaslight Garuma when they are touring in a city near you. Peace.